I don't think we've met. No. All right, there we go. We are good to start, guys. How's everyone doing this morning? My God. Whew.
Well, I'm doing great and I'm excited about today. So, we're actually going to have some special guests on. So, I'm, I think this is going to be fun. Oh, you put my whole name in there. Just
Yeah, of
kidding.
course. Yeah. What do you call it?
So,
They got to know. They have to understand the importance. All right.
right? Now, I know that yesterday was your favorite holiday. So, how is that going? What did you dress up as? What did you do? How was your Halloween?
It really is. Halloween is my everything. It's my birthday and Christmas wrapped in one. All right. But I didn't go do a whole lot. Hey Tim, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. We actually there's no dressing up this year. There's no going out. I went to a charity golf tournament to go help run their cigar booth. That's what I did. I
Oh,
donated.
cool. That was
Yeah, yeah. The 999 group here in town, which helps fallen highway patrol officers and their families afterwards. So it's a really good organization. What's up,
aw.
James? Good to see you, brother. Um, no, they wanted us to come out for a tournament in the beginning of the summer, like before it got unbelievably hot. And we obviously, like, of course, we'll go. And then any event they have since then, like, we'll be there for you. Just let us know however we can help, and we will be there. Richard, how you doing,
Awesome.
brother?
Well, that sounds fantastic. I'm excited for you. And so, yeah, so speaking of, I guess, donating and doing things to help communities, I believe that we have been invited to be a part of a new event that's going to be happening right before the Heritage Festival. So I'm really excited about this. And I think I already mentioned it last time. It was called the roast that they were planning on doing, but there's a lot more to it. So there is a lot of things that are actually going to be happening, not just a roast, but different ideas and situations to be bringing on for even community people to not just give money, but to give their time to be able to help others.
100%. And I thought this was when you first told me about it, I was already excited. So, like, this is gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be fun. It's for a good cause. I mean, you don't get much better than checking off all those boxes and just having a good time. It's awesome.
Right? Checking off all the boxes. I love it. Not only that, but there's a lot of there should be more camaraderie, I think, inside of the industry, even though I feel like people already think that we have a lot of camaraderie. But I noticed that there is a difference between the ones who actually do know how to take the high road, and then there's a lot of consumers that are just not really in tune to what all of the manufacturers do together to be able to create big events, and also even retailers. So this is a lovely way to be able to get more consumers involved. I think that's a big deal because that really brings a lot more camaraderie and importance of showing them how to act. I'm just kidding.
Oh. No, I couldn't agree with the other parts more though about all the behind the scenes stuff. It takes so much to make these great things happen. Like you mentioned, the Cigar Heritage Festival is so many great people coming together for one amazing day. Plus, you have obviously have the dinner beforehand, but it's just wonderful when so much good is in one spot like that, and I
Right?
cannot wait to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, and then of course let's just mention the Heritage Festival. I hope that everybody's gotten their tickets and it's going to show up to that. But is it free or do you have to? Are they charging for the Heritage Festival? I think that it's pretty much.
Byron, what do you call it? You are in, brother. Good to see you too. Mel, there is a ticket that you can get, but if you message the Bakersfield gentleman, or I will send this to Mel too. So if you want to bug her directly, but don't bug her too much. Right? She's a busy woman. All right, just relax.
I try.
There's a QR code I will send you, so you can give them a free ticket to whoever you want.
Oh, cool. Well, that'll be fun.
So
That's nice.
go
And there's gonna be
crazy with
so
it.
much going. There's gonna be so much going on that weekend. I know that also the big smoke's coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. I know you're not gonna get to see the show, but you're gonna be there beforehand that Thursday.
I should be there. Everything's looking good right now. Um, yeah, I just there's so much going on. It's like I don't think I can do the big smoke too right now, guys. I'm already tired. All right, I'm running on fumes, and I'm like I'm gonna leave one of the fun events for everybody else. I want to make sure I'm there for stuff like TPE and PCA, and then obviously get to leave all the way to the west or the East Coast. I can't wait to be out there for the other festival for Cigar Heritage. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I've done a lot. I better reel back in a little bit, just a little bit.
I can't believe you're actually coming out here. That is kind of exciting. Well, it's very exciting. What am I saying? Because usually you guys don't get to come to Florida that often. I'm usually traveling to you to meet up, for different events, but not really this far out here. So, how many times do you come to Florida often?
I have been told me. Let me count it up a little bit because I can count it on at least no hands. I've never been to Florida. I've
Never.
never been.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. Well, yeah. So, we're definitely gonna have to have a good time for sure. We're gonna make that happen. That's crazy. You've never been to Florida. Well, I hope that you're not gonna bring your beanie because then you might sweat a little more than you would be in California in the mornings.
I will probably not pack the beanie. Unfortunately, it won't make a trip out to the East Coast this time. But what do you call it? I had to wear it. It's cold out here today. It's actually like I wasn't expecting it, and so I'm like, this is a lifesaver. Thanks to Sokka, I'll give him that. It's a very
Yeah, I
warm
love
pink
that.
beanie.
I got to go back home and get all mine. I still haven't done that yet, but I'm just so enjoying the fact of being in one space for one amount of long time that I needed it. I had to get everything back together, find my foundation. But I've got really nice offices to use here, so I'm super excited about being able to have that quiet time and areas to focus. It's hard to focus at in a hotel or even at an event or in Vegas or whenever you've got all these other cigar people around you.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. Yeah, especially like you think a hotel room like your own personal space, like you can set up however you want, but it's not the same. Cannot get work
No,
done.
yeah, it's
And
not the same. I mean, the Vegas one's pretty nice. Vegas does have a nice little setup, especially the Venetian, because it's like it's a suite. You usually have two areas, so you can set up at one part of it, and then you can sleep in the other part of it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of waking up, making your bed, and then leaving the bedroom and not going back in until like end of day, so that you can kind of separate your resting time from work time. I
it's
think
very
it's
smart.
important.
That's a very smart call.
hmm I know. I tend to do some smart things every once in a while.
I can see that. Yeah, I've witnessed it. I've been a part of it. Yeah, there's a lot of smart calls coming out of you. What are you talking about? Um,
I
but speaking of that weekend, and then after that, it's pretty much. I mean, the year's wrapped. As soon as Cigar Heritage Festival
know.
is done, there's what 2-3 weeks left in the year. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
I wonder
gone
if
by so
Sabor Havana
quickly.
is happening too, but I'm not sure. I have to check that
Oh,
out.
I think it is. Yeah,
That's a
but
that's a great show.
it's just so. It's been such a quick year. It feels like.
It has been. I guarantee. Yeah, it really has been. It just seemed. I mean, actually, it's been a quick 3 years. I think since COVID, life has just taken on a whole new, speed. So we're just moving right along and almost not even looking back. It's like we ran away from a pandemic instead of instead of enjoying the years. We're like, let's do this and that. But a lot of events have come back, so it's really cool. I think next year will be another interesting year, especially with the PCA and the BCA being married together now, where they are allowing a certain tents, for just BCA manufacturers. So I think that
Yeah,
gives another feel because when you're walking through, you're not going to see a little guy, hidden behind, this big manufacturer where you're going to be actually have a certain space where these retailers can go in and see these guys, for their own wealth, I guess, because it is based on the amount of cigars that they have
it's
or
yeah.
can
That's
produce.
yeah, that's true. But it's nice. Yeah, I can't wait to see the pavilion for BCA. I think it's gonna be really cool looking. Um, I don't mind the huge booths, but like you said, it sometimes distracts you from all the great quality. Just because it's not a huge booth doesn't mean there's not a really good cigar, right there. So it's
Right.
nice that they've got their own footprint, a little bit bigger, a little more meat to the bone, I guess.
Right, me to the bone. So how about, did you see the Professor show on Sunday? That was a great show. We actually had one of your favorites, I believe, Henderson Ventura.
I know I missed it. I was on a call with him like 2 weeks before that, and I didn't even know he was gonna be on the show, or else I would have cleared my schedule a little better Sunday. I feel like a fool now, but it's okay. I will catch the replay because I can go check it out on YouTube whenever I want, which I do love
Yeah,
that.
that's good.
So tip for all you people out there: if you don't catch it live, don't be afraid, don't be scared, because you can still
Oh
watch it.
yeah, no, that's the great. That's actually something interesting that I was speaking with Tommy and yeah, Tommy from Arturo Fuente, Mills, all of them were here in North Carolina, actually, North Charlotte, for the Casa de Monte Cristo event that happened in Casa de Monte Cristo in Mooresville. Still trying to get my geographical down. But yeah, so they were here for a pretty big event. It was nice. There's a lot of manufacturers here, and even Michael Rosales was here. I spoke with him. We had Rainier from HBC. I mean, it was a really cool show. And so, but they were discussing about how they're not always able to watch it on Sunday live, but they always come in first thing in the morning, and the whole warehouse will sit down and watch the show. I'm like, that's wild, but that's awesome. So yeah, usually if you don't catch it live, don't feel bad. And some of them are pre-recorded, so
Yeah,
you may actually notice, that sometimes when we're not actually, sometimes we try to get in the comments whenever it is broadcasted so that we can still be live with them. But yeah, you don't have to watch it live. You're still going to get the information, and it's really a great show. They've really come a long way. Almost 3 years now. That's another thing. I can't believe 3 years ago I didn't know who any of these people were. And now I walk into a lounge and they're like, "Oh yeah, you interviewed me. You put me in the hot spot." I'm like, "Okay, was that
it's been a
okay?"
good,
I was
it's been a good
embarrassed.
3 years, but it's about to get better right now because we have a special guest in the background, and I'll let him just give
Yay!
me a thumbs up whenever you're ready, and I will bring you guys on. It looks like setting that camera up. No worries, no worries.
It's always a
Is
little
it
tricky.
good to go?
Hey, hey, Demetrius in the house. Joaquin, what's up, guys? Richard, well, hello. It's not Frankie.
Unfortunately, it's not Frankie. Don't worry. Actually, probably fortunately, it's not Frankie. So
Whenever I go to fancy upscale hotel, I press the BKG suite. Oh, to be able to do more work. Is that what that means?
ready to go. The camera's still.
What up?
Just a second. All right, guys. Is it all right if I bring you on? Good to go. Okay, good to go. All right, perfect. All right. There we
Actually,
go,
I might not be able to hear that.
gentlemen.
Hey, we can hear you.
Yeah, we
What's
can hear you.
going on? We have a fancy microphone, but if it's plugged in, apparently we can't hear
Well,
you.
oh, yeah, that tends
Of
to
course.
happen.
Oh,
Ridiculous, but we just spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get it set up, and then we finally got it, and then we can't hear you. So,
of course.
Well,
of
you
course.
sound great now. If you want to just keep it like this, this is working.
perfect.
If you can
Now,
hear
you
us.
streaming live already, or you're recording this for another time?
We are live right now. They are commenting. We kept it a surprise though. I'm not gonna lie. So they're right now seeing you guys. So appreciate you hopping on with us in the morning like this. It's really awesome.
For sure.
Yeah. So, if you guys don't know, this is Robert Caldwell Cigars, and Aaron Young with the Caldwell Foundation. Is that correct? I got that right.
Caldwell
And
Caldwell
Cares
Cares.
Foundation.
Caldwell cares.
oh, okay. Awesome. So we're just going to get right into it because I'd love for you guys to discuss, all of maybe just your mission with this, and then discuss the roast, what it's going to look like, and also maybe some details about how people or the consumers could join.
Perfect. So I'll lead, and then I'll let Aaron discuss the roast. But Aaron actually contacted me about a year ago, and he was looking to do something kind of, I think, he has a focus on charity, and we have done a lot of work over the years and continue to with Lost and Found with charitable efforts. Some of them we've advertised or marketed, but then the majority of them we haven't. And then so he said, hey, listen, like I know, like he kind of dug in and he found out the depth of what we do, because we've done really a lot of stuff with our different projects. And as I mentioned to you, Melanie, some of them, we give a portion of the proceeds to charity, but then some of them we give all of it. And then over the years, we managed to feed about 150,000 people, sponsored Toys for Tots with tons of different, toys, Tunnels to Tower Foundation, gave them a big donation as well for 9/11, for the victims' families, for first responders, inner city education, all sorts of shit. But a lot of the stuff we did kind of quietly or without really marketing or advertising it, because I always thought that was a very cheap thing to do, and I still kind of do. But Aaron twisted my wrist and he said, listen, the brand has an audience. You're doing good. You should formalize this and build it into something that actually does good. And by acknowledging what you've done and continue to market what you've done, as opposed to marketing it towards your cigar brand, maybe market it towards an initiative that we can involve consumers into, and get guys involved within the cigar community to participate actively in your efforts. And I'm like, well, shit, that's a good idea. So we spent a long time kind of going back and forth on what the project was to be. And then so kind of the final view on the project is, we as Lost and Found in Caldwell will continue to sell cigars and donate a portion of the proceeds of what we do, or have projects dedicated to the proceeds going into the charitable organization. But then in addition to that, wanting to do more guerrilla style stuff. So let's get feet on the ground. Let's actually go do shit that matters, and incorporating that in the cigar community. And a great example would be like, okay, we're going to go to Tampa or New Hampshire or whatever. Come meet, Caldwell, 10 a.m. You're going to get a 5-pack of cigars to come help feed the homeless, or work in a soup kitchen, or do beach cleanup, or, a variety of things. And interestingly, Aaron and I have very different backgrounds, very different histories in life, but we've battled the same demons.
Yeah.
And we've been through a lot of similar things, which we didn't know until we started talking about the charity. And then, through guys kind of talking to me over the years, there's a lot of guys that have had, a lot of hardships or things like that. And so I think the focus of the charities, like a lot of us have that common thread of wanting to do better because we've come from worse and we've been through it. And then B, getting the cigar community involved in a greater way. And I think to do a cigar and, hey, we're going to give 50 cents or $1 or $5 or whatever the fuck it is to charities, a very impersonal way of doing it. And then our thing wants to be much more community, involved and related. And then I think, I don't know, like, with me, when I started with charity shit, it's like, all right, I'm going to give $1. I'm going to give $10, $20. And you start giving, and that's good. But then I had guys make me come help. And so me going to help was like, fuck. And it kind of changed my perspective. And then I went from a guy that conveniently did good to a guy that did good because it's the right fucking thing to do. And, whether you're at the supermarket and there's a lady, with a bunch of kids counting coupons trying to pay for it, and you're just like, listen, let me get this for you. Or, just addressing somebody on the street that you're walking by that is in a bad way. And it's like, good morning, how are you doing? I mean, all these things of humanizing and helping, I think, are very important. So the organization, we're not yet actually up and running. We will be hopefully in about a month.
Yeah, with the right around, we should get all our documents in.
But nonetheless, the movement's in motion. So we're already planning a ton of cool shit that we can do involving consumers, involving other cigar manufacturers, and getting the cigar community involved to where we can get together and enjoy smoking cigars and have lunch, but we could do something that actually matters in the meantime. And it doesn't require anything from anybody outside of time.
It's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I love that. See, that's one thing I think people actually, there's a lot of people out there who want to help, but sometimes they need that one area or that one group to help them find where to go, or to just have that starting point. There's plenty of people out there who want to lead, but there's so many more that also are willing to follow if there's someone out there who's willing to put that first step in. And it seems like this is an amazing first step.
And actually, like, my first involvement with this shit, when I had a cigar factory here in Miami, Christian, a guy that was doing some artwork with me. He had a charitable organization that they would prepare like brown bag lunches and go into the worst parts of Miami and hand people
Oh, cool.
a sandwich, a water, an apple, whatever. And so I found out he was doing it, and I'm like, listen, here's a $500 donation. And he's like, thank you. And then, a month or 2 months later, I'm like, listen, I want to do that again. He's like, we're not taking your fucking money. And I'm like, why? He's like, your money's only good if you come with us. So I'm like, all right. So met up at 6 a.m.
That's cool.
But he made me get involved. And it was really weird because, I mean, Miami's the tale of two cities. It's rich. There's all this shiny shit everywhere, but there's a lot of, it's gotten better in recent years, I think, from the government side in terms of caring for people. But it was a city with a ton of people under bridges and really rough. And some neighborhoods you just don't go into. And those were the neighborhoods we did. And we get out of the car or van, go and wake somebody up or say, hey, good morning. If they're awake, look them in the eyes and hand them a brown bag. And for me in the beginning, it was like, I'm staying in the car and throwing that bag at these people because, there's a level of concern. We go into some parts of town and they're like, no, we park the car, we get out, we say good morning, we smile, we look them in the eyes. How are you doing? Here's the sandwich. Talk to them for 5 minutes, on to the next one. And the reward for me from getting involved in actually doing that and seeing the effect of it was something that changed the way that I live, to where every time that you have that opportunity, you take it because now you've seen what it does for somebody else. Because when you do just blindly contribute, you don't see the effect that has on people. And I'm also like, I'm an asshole, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a lot of things. I'm not a nice guy.
Another reason we get along so well.
So, but my wife's always laughing because my wife's like, you're the meanest, nastiest son of a bitch. But then you're like really, really nice where you would expect you not to be. And that's something else that we connected on, because it's like, you don't have to be like a fucking tree hugger, Californian, no offense, I know you're in California, but I mean, you don't need to be like a NorCal, like guy, you can just give a fuck.
Yeah, just give a fuck.
Just give a fuck.
Yeah. That's the one thing too people need to understand. Like there's a group here in town that's called the Bakersfield Burrito Project, and that's what they do. They make burritos and they hand them out to the homeless. It's the entire project. It's very simple, the name, but it helps so much. And I love going to help them. I'm not allowed to cook because they're much better than me at that. I'll help with the handing out and the cleaning up and everything. But it's those groups that are like you said, that one-on-one is so much more personable, and it helps so much more than just that dollar figure being handed out. It's incredible, and I cannot wait to see this fully in fruition. That's incredible.
Well, that, and also the experience that a consumer, maybe somebody that hasn't done that before, to understand what's really going on in the world, instead of just seeing it or hearing about it or hearing that somebody sent money or something like that. It's just more of a personal experience that I think almost gives them the opportunity or maybe the inspiration to do it somewhere else, like paying it forward or something.
Yep.
And then I love that. I know I wanted to mention this because I really like this part about it too, is your ideas to be able to bring the manufacturers. People want to meet the manufacturers. They want to get to know these people. It's probably the only industry that I've ever really seen manufacturers being so accessible, or wanting to meet their consumers even more. And so instead of just going and paying tickets for a conference or some kind of show, you're actually able to work with them side by side and do something better for the community, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the most important thing is, like, it doesn't cost money to do good shit. There's all sorts of shit you can, like, it's all the small, like, I mean, and the thing is, we all fall victim to the same shit, so it's like, I was talking to Aaron yesterday. Sometimes it's hard to make the right decision, or it costs you time, energy, money, effort. And even myself, I sold my house a couple months ago. We closed 2 weeks ago. And for a variety of reasons, I ended up donating like 90% of my shit to charity. I thought it was a good idea. There's a tax benefit to doing so. I don't want to pay for fucking storage. You're sifting through shit and you're like, I don't need this. I don't use this. I don't need this. I don't use this. And then Miami storage rates, I mean, it's almost more expensive than rates to rent or buy. It's fucking insane. So there's a lot of reasons to do it. But then I had, like, at the very end of the move, I had all this like kind of leftover shit that my wife and I frantically filled the car and brought here to my warehouse. And last week, you know, I'm now going through, like, you know, we're doing kind of spring cleaning, if you will, at the warehouse. And, you know, I said, I'm sick of going down to the charities and giving shit away. So we had a variety of shit still, and I just threw it in the trash pile. And that's fine. That was the easier thing to do. And then they don't pick up till today. And then over the weekend, like, it kind of fucked with me, which it never would have before. Because I'm like, I got tennis shoes that are good. They just don't fit me. Like, I had shit. But it was easier just to make the wrong decision. And then over the course of the weekend, it kind of haunted me. And then I came in yesterday and I said, listen, we're not throwing this shit away. We're going to separate it. And then my wife's like, I'm going to drive it down to Salvation Army. And that there's something that small, a little decision, just drive to Salvation Army. It takes 10 minutes of your time, but matters to somebody, because now somebody else gets a pair of shoes. So back to the point of, it doesn't cost anything to make the right decision. You got free time, you know, offering your time as a service is charitable. If you're doing something good, you know, old shit around the house, making sure it goes to the right source, instead of, like, it's so much easier just to throw it in the fucking trash can. But whether it's resold and money's going into charity, or whether it's donated to somebody that needs it, you know, like an old pair of garden shoes, wash those fuckers and give them somewhere, because somebody can use those shoes, because somebody doesn't have them, shoes.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to retrain ourselves with, like, the Amazon, you know, throwaway society doing this. Like, you got an old beanie, like, you know, you're wearing that pink beanie. Let's say you set it down, you burn it with a cigar. Well, it goes in the trash can.
Oh, it goes to trash. Yeah. It happens too often.
People get fucking cold. They don't care if there's a burn mark in it. So it's just like these little things. And I think by being actively involved in doing good, I'm not going to say charity, but I'm saying doing good, starts to pivot you to where you feel bad when you make the easier decision and you don't do good.
You don't do shit. Yeah.
You're like the Grinch. His heart just grew 10 times its size.
There you go.
I love it. This is great. So let's hear more about this roast that you guys have put together. I'm excited to hear about this. I know a lot of people have mentioned that idea, but I have never seen it done. So give us the deets on that.
Well, I'm having friends in the industry. My background is military and government. I'm retired 6 years now. And
Very nice.
in that time, because I love cigars, my friends, I've seen what they do. They're very altruistic, like Rob is. There's a lot more people in the industry like that. But because of the industry being connected to tobacco, you know, the populace frown upon certain things. So I was trying to figure out how you could do it in a more general form, because all my friends, how can I bring them together? Like you said, I'm a consumer first. And how could you do that? So in talking to proprietor of Smoke Inn a couple of years ago in PCA, and I asked him, why don't we do more roasts that are public? He said that's something that had been talked about for TPE or something like that. And it's just that it's hard to have the legwork. And I'm like, I'm retired now. And this is me in Vegas, and talking to the gentleman, hey, well, I can do the legwork. What do you need me to do? And, you know, a lot of things happened. COVID happened specifically. So that kind of put a kibosh on things. But sitting around the house and doing things, I was piecemealing this together and watching other roasts that I have friends from other manufacturers who were doing it privately. There's a lot of private roasts that happen for obvious reasons. And, you know, I'm like, hey, this is easy to do when, you know, I don't have a business to run. So full forward, I was talking to Robert. Now, I had some people in mind, but things happened with the hurricanes coming up recently, and a lot of people who originally were involved had to pull out for those purposes. And Rob, being the guy he is, he's like, fuck it, just roast me, and we'll see who can come out. And let's do it, because we're starting the foundation. It comes in line with everything. And even with all he's gone through with the Ventura fire and everything, I mean, he was like, let's still do it.
Yeah.
And that's what sparked it. A small production company with people going to the Heritage Festival now. This is pretty huge for a whole weekend. They don't just go that Sunday to fill their time, because some people aren't VIPs and able to get access to other things. Like you were saying earlier, Melanie, this is a way for the consumer partners to get involved and get to meet some of those people they kind of idolize in the industry. And I've seen it done on smaller scales as well with other events where that's allowed to happen, where it's not, you know, too inundated with so much going on. So at that point, just put it together. There were other people, and Rob, we got a lot of people that said they wanted to come out, roast this guy. And I'm like, even if you can't come out, donate some stuff like raffle items, which we still looking for. We like people that if you have some cool sports memorabilia, whatever, 50% of that proceeds will go back to you or wherever you want, and 50% goes to the foundation. And
Yeah.
it was pretty much that simple. It's really easy, like I said, just to give a fuck, just a little bit. It's really that simple. And in the industry, as a consumer, even back home before moving to Florida, I would do what we call in DC feed the hood, which spiritually, mentally, we would bring out police to talk to some of the homeless, and you give out police cards, and you're feeding people mentally and literally, as well as giving clothes, maybe stuff for people would bring out clothes, and a lot of my friends in the DC area would give me clothes at the shops. I'm like, we spending all this money on this to support our habits. What can we give? Because you got to give away stuff. Like Rob was saying, there's a lot of stuff sitting around. Instead of throwing it away, give it to us, and we would do that. And I figured we'd do it on a bigger platform, and finding out again how much this industry actually gives to others in charity, and they don't have somebody or some type of liaison in between to show that that's going on. It goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds like quite a journey to get to this too. I know how the COVID thing definitely works out to kind of hinder plans, but the fact that you stuck with it through, well, there we go, through basically the world deciding it didn't want to do anything for 2 years, and you decide, no, I'm going to keep this going. That's a great thing right there on itself.
Totally. And I just think it's going to be entertaining. Not only, is it just doing something good, but entertaining. And I think that's a big deal, is that when you're having fun, it probably makes the decision to do something good even easier.
Right.
But I'm just excited. So
and that
you
Friday,
guys are.
there are it's a general admission. Come on out to Cigars Direct that Friday evening. Going to have a lot of good things going on. It's in my link. I'll send it to you, Melanie, and you too, bro, to let people come on out, because there's a lot of things happening within that. There are going to be podcasts. Your podcast is going to be out there. And on that Friday at Cigars Direct, there's different giveaways. And there is $100 ticket for those who purchase that. It has nothing to do with you coming out on Friday to partake in this and just witness what's happening there. So, so you may see the link, and that's why it's limited. It's a limited for 150 people for that $100 ticket that goes towards a lot of stuff, and you get a lot of stuff for that. But that's not the effort. I don't want anybody to think, well, I don't have a ticket, I can't come show up to Cigars Direct on Friday afternoon. That's not the case. But we are still soliciting people to help donate with the fundraising efforts to pay for that one ticket. That one ticket gets you a lot of things. Just go to the Eventbrite link, and it helps that Thursday when you come in, you get a meet and greet. But that Friday is the big to do with Rob and what's going on with that, and us introducing the foundation. So I'm glad I got to get on this platform, because a lot of people are asking, do you have to have a ticket to get into this roast? No. Cigar Direct is open that day.
Awesome.
But if you want the swag package, which has a lot of cool items, I mean, it's something right there if you want to look at it. I don't want to get this into a promo thing, but there's some swag. It's some cool swag that for $100 is really worth it if you've been to other events. It's nothing super huge, but you get a lot for your time.
Yeah.
Like you said, just giving your time and showing up and working it out. And we're inviting all the industry folks that are there. Come on out. It's a couple hours of your time.
Now, I heard you were saying that you're going to have multiple foundations, correct? It's not just for the Caldwell Foundation. So can you tell us some of the foundations that you're wanting to donate to?
Yeah, Caldwell Foundation, Cigars for Warriors. Shout out to Storm. I hope you're feeling better, bro.
Storm, I got to meet him.
Yeah, that's my buddy, my Texas buddy. Smoking Shields, which is a national organization for police. It started in New York, police officers and military first responders. Also, we're doing Circle of Veterans and Families. That's a local Florida organization that I'm on the board of. What we do is help house homeless veterans. We have temporary housing and getting them back on the street. I've been there, seen how that happens. See, what else am I missing, man? It's five different charities.
Did you say CFCF would be a part of that, or we still have to work on that?
Oh yeah, the Cigar Family Foundation with Newman, JC Newman, part of your $100 if you buy that package. JC Newman at a later date, because that weekend they're full, but you will be comped a visit to their factory for no cost. So those 150 people who buy those tickets, that's part of the $100. Like I said, there's a lot there just for showing up and giving us your time. So the JC Newman and Fuente Foundation together, they're getting donates to that. And Be Better Than. That's a foundation that me and my spouse just started. It's lockstep with what Rob, like you said, that was what I was talking to him about with the new foundation I was founding, lockstep into the Caldwell Foundation. And we're focusing, that's why we're focusing the campaign because of the influence in the industry and the things that Rob has access to. We're focusing on that, but it's similar to the same mission for Be Better Than is the same it's pretty similar to the Caldwell Foundation.
That's awesome.
So those are the 5 foundations right now. And then in the future, as we get more partners and people wanting to get involved, we have the time, as Abe said, a lot of you just need somebody to do the legwork. We have the time to help anybody that wants to participate with us and partner with us to do the legwork for you and make this even bigger for the next venture. Maybe we could do this twice a year.
Yeah.
To bring everybody together. So we appreciate this. This is a great platform.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I would love to get you guys out to the West Coast. I think that would be incredible.
I'm ready.
I would love that. I know there's quite a few. There's not as many, but there's quite a few company owners here in California too, and I know they would love to be a part of something like this. I know we would love to help out too in any way we can. So keep us posted. Anything we can do to help from this side of the country. I know it's a little weird. Like you said, California can be a little different, but there are people who want to help out here. I promise they are. We will definitely do our best to gather them up because I've seen it firsthand. There's good people all over this place. So something like this, like you said, twice a year, that's amazing. That'd be amazing to see.
Absolutely, I totally agree. So, and then is there a website that they could go to right now currently to find out some more information about you guys?
For the Caldwell Foundation, the foundation website is, like I said, by the time December 1 comes with Heritage Festival, I mean, Robbie, yeah, we'll have it up. We'll hope to have it up. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right.
If not, we'll have our Facebook page will be up and running. I'm kind of like a weird perfectionist with shit. So I've been working on my Caldwell and Lost and Found website. So the Caldwell's live, but Lost and Found is like a fucking year. So, but I imagine this one, at least we can get something up, I think, by December 1st. If not, we'll have the social media stuff going.
Very nice.
Yeah, social media is just as powerful, probably, to share the word.
More.
Yeah.
More so. Yeah, the website's going to be linking to the charities that we associate with, or like part of what we're doing is fundraising into underfunded charities. So, hey, we're doing, this work, or we're donating a portion of our sales that we're gathering the money, and then we're redirecting the money into this charity, and you can see them. You can click their link on the site, or, like he was saying, that everybody's got dead shit laying around. And when I was doing my kind of warehouse cleanup, I have all these like sample boxes from brands we might not have released, or edits we did, and they have my notes on them, and old silk screening stuff that's really cool. But like, to me, it's not worth anything. But to a consumer, it's a very cool thing to throw in the man cave. So we'll have items like that from us and other manufacturers, hopefully, that we can have for sale all the time on the website. And then all the proceeds go to charity into one of those organizations. So you can go on there. It'll be a retail site, and everything on there 100% will go to charitable causes. And then hopefully we can run raffles and auctions and shit off the website as well, and then have it tie into social media. So it'll be kind of a nucleus, I think, for what we're trying to do. I just don't know how complex it is to get that finished.
One thing at a time, right?
That is such a great idea, though, because then you don't waste anything. First of all, that stuff that's just there goes to a good cause. Yep. Like I said, guys love that stuff. I know I'm going to be checking out that website once it's live, because I love to have things to collect. I'm just waiting to actually get to set up all this stuff, because I've got a lot more than one picture and a beanie of cigar swag. There's a lot more coming to this spot. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm slow, but it's going to look good. Not just perfection. It was procrastination. I can admit that. I'm really disappointed in myself, but it will look a lot better very soon. And I might have to go and pick some more stuff up then. I can't wait for that. It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to a lot of warehouses. We have a
partner too that we work with. AJ. Yeah. AJ Wright is a partner that it's harder for him to, with his work schedule and stuff. He's on the
co-operator of the organization.
Awesome. Well, this sounds like it's going to be a blast. So if you guys need to get your tickets, I just got the link from Aaron, so I'll be sure to share that in the comments right after we finish. But I'm And then we'll definitely have, I know as the time gets closer, we'll have some more, you guys can definitely join a couple of more lives and events or ship podcasts for us so that we can get all that information out to everybody before they get the chance. And if you guys out there are really want to help out right now, you could just share this video and get the word out that way as well. That would be super helpful. And whatever you would like to say, Miguel.
No, you pretty much nailed it on the head right there. That's perfect, guys. Share it, get the word out, get ready for the social media, the websites, and if you're going to be in the area, like you said, come on down. And I'm gonna have to go get myself a ticket, like ASAP. I also like to get cool swag when I go places. So if I get to go be a part of something that awesome, man, get some cool stuff, yeah, I'm gonna hop in on that. So I cannot wait to see you guys in December. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, well, we're putting you to work, Miguel, so don't forget about that.
That's fine. I'll wave at you guys from behind the camera. I'll just try not to laugh too hard. I don't want to fake anything.
I know. I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what these roasts are going to be like. Now, are you going to have? I've seen a roast before, on like MTV or something like that. So are you picking a certain panel, or is it called a distill? There's like a terminology for it, but there are going to be certain people that are actually going to be coming up with the roast. And are you going to like proofread just in case it gets a little crazy?
So those people who commit in enough time, there's a time frame, maybe like a week out.
Okay.
And at that point, I mean, there are some things that you could talk about. That it's sort of no holds barred, really. I don't want to just say that. You can say what the heck you want, but
oh man.
But we wanted to be fun. It's going to be irreverent. We want it to be irreverent and fun. But that's probably the more PC way to say it. We do want something to be irreverent, and we might have some surprises. There are a lot of people who are going to be in town. They're probably going to want to. Let me come out here, and we'll give them a time to say some things. But we got to keep it within the time frame and let the consumers enjoy this weekend. And it's not just about the like you said, the manufacturers at that point. Other than us coming together, engage with the consumers.
Absolutely. And for the gentleman who brought
irreverent fun. That's the goal. If you're trying to roast, we need irreverent fun.
That makes sense. I think that's the only way to look at it. Yeah. For the gentleman who brought the swollen cock to the cigar market, I think a little irreverence okay. Yeah.
Right.
Which, by the way, in our local lounge, people sat on the get past it in because it's a great cigar. I can't just go around saying the swollen cock's delicious, but it's a good cigar. All right. It's
delicious. What can you say?
Yeah, it's very hard to recommend something when you have to phrase it that way. But it's a good cigar nonetheless, people. All right. Just want to point that out.
Just don't call a grown man delicious.
That's yeah. All right, people. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Is there anything you want to make sure we add in before we wrap up, though, just in case?
Not that I can think of. I guess just be on the lookout. We're going to be pushing the social media and the website once they're live. And then, we welcome anybody's, you mentioned the burrito truck out there. We welcome anything that we can get involved in, because my ideal situation is if I come out to Cali to do a couple events, guys can hit me up and they're like, hey, there's this organization on the weekend. So, I know what's in my backyard, but everybody else knows what's in theirs. And what we want to do is we want to have it be kind of a fluid continuation as we progress traveling and doing and working. So, I think there's something to be done everywhere. So we're very open to guys reaching out with suggestions of awesome. What we can do whenever we're somewhere, I guess.
Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. That's excellent. Yeah. Keep that in mind, people, because I know there's wonderful people doing great work in wherever area you are right now. Because I see Richard and Byron in the comments right now. I know they're in different parts of the country. Doug out there too. We all have different areas. Like you said, there's wonderful stuff in everyone's backyard.
Yeah.
I'll go back through the comments, and if there's something somebody's asking us that we can try to answer back for you, we'll try to relay that to you all to get those answers as well.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good.
I just thought about that.
Thank you, guys. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm super excited about moving forward with it. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. All right, people, we're going to let you go for now. Great American morning to all of you out there. Have a wonderful day. And we will see you again on Thursday with Mel here. And thank you guys again so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.